Davis got hit and is out of the play. Warriors going 5-on-4.
And it's a block on James. Payton counted.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What a predictable game 5. Warriors win 121-106. You know, honestly, just a great effort by the Warriors, back against the wall, elimination potential, and I think the Warriors responded pretty well. So what do the Warriors do to win this game and get back in the series? Well, we pushed the pace really well. You saw Draymond grab boards, run up the floor, go for a layup, look for his shooters, even off-made baskets. You know, Anthony Davis, he likes to get deep in the paint. He has that little hook shot that's really good. You know, even if that going in, Draymond would grab the ball, pass it to Steph, and they would push the pace. I think that was a conservative effort by the Warriors to just really get out in transition, and it showed in the box score. You know, we won the fast break points by, I believe, 10. Maybe 15 points, and that was huge for the outcome of the game. Draymond to me was ultra aggressive. You know, he was looking for his own, he was taking the corner shot, he was getting guys really good looks by just pushing the pace. And you know, it's frustrating to see this because honestly, Draymond could do this more often. Too many games is he's super passive on the offensive side of the court. Now I know he, you know, is really good at managing the sets, getting Steph and Clay, you know, open looks. But overall, I think this version of Draymond offensively helps our shooters, helps our other guys so much more when he's just really pushing the pace and he's looking for his own. And it was great to see, you know, Draymond was in double digits within the first quarter, which is like so rare for Draymond. I mean, he rarely scores double digits to begin with, but I think his impact was felt offensively just as much as his defense impact. We also got off to a hot shooting start. I believe we had 7 3-pointers in the first quarter. You know, Lakers were making really tough shots. They were getting to the free throw line as well. It was only a 2-point game, I believe, after the first quarter, but you had to feel good about the shots that we were generating, the looks that we were generating. You know, I think that's something too key moving forward is we can replicate this on the road. These shots that we're getting, you know, while they may not be falling every game, it's something that we've sort of figured out how to crack this Lakers defense, and I think that's going to be a key to Game 6. One thing that the Warriors were doing is they were pulling AD out on the perimeter like they have been doing for the past couple of games, but Steph wasn't trying to ISO. You know, what he was trying to do is he was trying to draw maybe a second defender, get that advantage for his guys, and they were rolling downhill. You know, Andrew Wiggins had an amazing game. Draymond, GP2 was a beneficiary. You know, Clay was getting decent looks because of this. And I think it was great for Steph's legs as well. Going one-on-one against Anthony Davis, while it's possible to do throughout a game, you know, it wears on you. I think we saw that in game 4. Steph just didn't have the legs at the very end. And I think the Warriors wanted to make a conservative effort to make sure that if it was a close game going into the fourth quarter, Steph could go into ISO mode if he wanted to, go into torch mode, but they just didn't need it. And it was great to see them have that, you know, little wrinkle that they maybe necessarily didn't have in game 4 that can translate over to game 6. All right, let's talk about Clay a little bit. Another rough shooting night. Can we get a game 6 Clay sighting? That would be amazing. I didn't think he was pressing at all. I thought he did hear his teammates and his staff that he was taking some, you know, pretty tough shots, even for Clay, even for Steph. His defense was really good. So I know one of these games, these shots he's taking are going to fall. It would be awesome if it was game 6 on the road. I just hope he doesn't press. But, you know, it's tough to see because I know Clay wants to impact this series so much, and I know it's hurting him that his shooting numbers just aren't where he wants to be. So hopefully, you know, one game at a time, hopefully he gets right in game 6, and, you know, we can look at the box score and be like, damn, Clay just had an amazing impact on this game. Wiggins was ultra aggressive as well. Haven't seen Wiggins this aggressive on both ends of the floor. He was playing great defense. He had that awesome putback dunk over Anthony Davis. He was cutting to the rim. He was slicing. He was, you know, he was doing a little bit of everything. His 3-ball was falling a little bit as well, which helps a lot. Gets guys out on the perimeter where he can have that, you know, massive first step, that quick first step to get him out and towards the basket. You know, it's really cool to see Andrew Wiggins take his game to the next level. Sort of similar to Draymond. I wish he did this a little bit more often, especially in big playoff games. You know, we could have used this Andrew Wiggins in game 3 or 4. You know, not to knock him in game 4. I thought he was really good. But overall, I think Andrew Wiggins needs to take this energy and translate this over to the rest of the series. Because if he's playing like this, he's a menace. He's a really legit third option for us. Whereas he's sort of just been, you know, the do a little bit of everything guy. And last night showed that he can do more than just, play good defense or be athletic. He's a legitimate threat, and that's why he was the number 1 pick when he, came into the league. Our bench players played really well. A lot of good minutes from Moody. Dante had a lot of energy for us. I think he had a corner 3. Looney looks a lot healthier. He was grabbing some big rebounds for us, getting us out. Transition. He had a lot of offensive rebounds as well. I believe he had 3 or 4 that just gave us good second chance points. We've actually been winning the rebound battle in most games in this series. And despite Looney being, ill for a couple of those games, we rebound the ball really well. And just to have Looney, fully healthy again, that's huge. That could play a big factor in game 6 if he goes off for another, 20 boards, 5 or 6 of those offensive, good looks for Steph and Clay. That could be a huge swing factor. And it's nice to see Looney, moving and just having an impact on the game. Real quick on the Anthony Davis injury. Honestly, that was completely, incidental contact by Looney. He's not a dirty player. I watched that play over and over, and it seemed like when the Laker player shot the layup, Looney didn't know that Anthony Davis was sort of behind him crashing the boards. And when he turned around, he had that position to try to maybe box out or just go for the rebound. And it just was a very unlucky hit. Twitter seems to think that Anthony Davis is doing fine. He's likely to play game 6. It's a little, weird that he was wheelchaired out to the locker room, but it could have just been, just a safety precaution. And once they evaluated him, he wasn't seriously concussed. So we'll see. I'm sure there'll be more reports coming out today, if he's good to go for game 6. All right, what to expect in the next game? Obviously, the Lakers are going to come out with a lot of energy. It's home court. They're going to try to close this out. They don't want to go back on the road for a game 7, but I think the Warriors did crack a couple things. The high pick and roll, obviously, but pulling Anthony Davis away from the perimeter, I think we've won both game 4 and game 5 in points in the paint. And it just getting our guys really good looks. I mean, Dante, Moody, Clay, Draymond, all are having easy looks at the basket with Anthony Davis out on the perimeter. Outside of Davis, yeah, obviously LeBron is pretty good at the rim, but, he's not moving well. He was limping a little bit on that foot. There's only so much you can do with a day's rest off. I think there's a good chance that we're going to see another points in the paint win for the Warriors. That would be huge for game 6. And I also think Steph was able to save his legs a little bit. So if we do need him to go, game 4 Boston mode, I think he'll have the energy to do that. We're also due for a Steph big shooting night. So if we can get both of those going on game 6, I think we have a real shot to win. Obviously, the defensive intensity is going to be ramped up. Are the Lakers role players like Lonnie Walker, Reeves, whoever, are they going to get going again? Because that was really the reason they won game 4. They had a very big spread of offensive players in game 4, get into the double digits. So if we can limit those role players, make Anthony Davis, make LeBron work for this game, I think we can tire them out. I think we're seeing it already. The Warriors had a huge energy advantage in game 5. Can we take that to game 6? Got to make some shots early on. That's how we're going to silence the crowd. Obviously, Clay and Steph are due. I know they can do it. So we'll see how that plays out in game 6. Alrighty, guys, that's all I have for now. I will catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully, it doesn't mean that the season is over and that we are going to a game 7. I have a lot of faith in these guys. We'll see. All right, guys.